Well, I'm sure everyone watching knows why I played YG's Police Get Away with Murder. A good deep cut off his album Still Brazy, one that not a lot of people listen to, but good song nonetheless. And hopefully a song that will eventually be a relic of a bygone era, like Strange Fruit and other protest songs before it. So let's get into the tracks of the week. Another late week, but this one had a reason because I had information that one of these albums that was going to get released early this week, and it did. So we get to cover that album as well. But starting off, we have another song from mysterious masked country boy RMR. And this song, I sent this song to a bunch of people asking if they'd heard it. No one heard it, which is a shame because I think this song is really interesting. I don't know, it's either one of the funniest songs I've ever heard or honestly one of the best songs I've heard of the year. It's a very passionate song from RMR. He really puts his vocals out there, so give this a shot. This is one of the best combos he's done of the country and rap. I'd say one that really mixes them together in the most, unique way. So give this a shot if you liked his past songs. Next up, we have a new song from Shoreline Mafia featuring Lil Yachty. This song features, I think, most of the members. I know Rob Vicious definitely has a verse. Lots of chemistry between them and Lil Yachty. A good single from Shoreline Mafia. Hopefully they're releasing a new project soon, because they haven't released a full-length project in a while. They've only released these kind of short party packs, which, I mean, they're reasonably long, but a full-length project from them would be really nice. Next up, we have a new song from the Underachievers. The Underachievers, I don't know if I've covered anything from them before. I know I covered a solo album by Act the Savior earlier, but this is both of them together, the duo from Flatbush, and they wrote a new song, I guess honoring their boy Giannis, and it's a banger like usual. If you guys have not heard the Underachievers, they just use that New York sound and put out banger after banger. I would recommend listening to Lords of Flatbush 3. This is pretty much a completely consistent project, but this song is also a good introduction to the group if you have not heard them before. Next up, we have this new song from Gucci Mane featuring Lil Baby, a song where everyone was talking about the Bizarre album, and yeah, the album cover is very odd on this one, but nonetheless, I think this song is pretty good. I saw a lot of people saying that the hook was a little goofy, and they're right, the hook is a little goofy, but it grew on me. They both do great verses, though. Some of the best bars I've heard Gucci spit in a while. So give this a shot if you want some new guwap. Next up, we have more New York rappers, this time Flatbush Zombies. The trio is releasing a new song. I think it's their first new song in a while, since last year they kind of focused on working with the Joey Badass collective Beast Coast on their Escape from New York, which is very good. But this is a solo song from them, the first in a while, and they keep on staying consistent. The three of them are very good together, and this is one of the more banger songs I've heard from them. Kind of less in a druggy 3001 A Laced Odyssey direction and more in like a dark, moodier City Morgue-esque direction. Next up, we have another song from the late Juice WRLD, this one featuring Trippie Redd. They both have very good chemistry together. I don't know if this song is as good as the previously released Righteous, but it is good nonetheless, and it's always nice to hear new Juice WRLD vocals. Like I've said before, I think he has a lot of completed songs in the vault, so if you are a Juice WRLD fan, you should be happy that you will be getting plenty of new music from him, and a bunch of music I assume he would have wanted released eventually. Another song released this week is from Young Dolph, this one featuring Megan Thee Stallion, and this song slaps. It slaps you like your mama if you ain't doing the homework that you should be doing from your Zoom class. You know you should be doing that homework. Just because it's on Zoom don't mean you should be doing that homework. But a really good banger from Young Dolph, probably the hardest song I've heard Megan Thee Stallion on yet. So give this a shot if you've been following Megan Thee Stallion's very Fast come up and watch some of her harder bars. And then another new song from my boy Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates likes to release his new singles coupled with the old songs, so they all get extra plays on Spotify. Gotta respect the hustle. But Grandmother Grave is another good song. My man, there's a reason he's my favorite rapper, because he is consistent beyond belief, and another solid output by him. And then our last new single of the week comes from Niro, who's kind of had a little bit of a comeback since his Leave Me Alone pop-off with the song featuring Lil Baby, How I Move, which is getting some traction. And I think this is another good song by him, Jump Off. A little less melodic as some of his more popular songs are, and kind of just a straight spit and bar song, which I didn't know my man was capable of. But listen to Jump Off, you want to see a little bit of his diversity in his lyrical game. Alright, and here is the album that just dropped yesterday, because I heard that Run the Jewels always likes to drop their albums early, and sure enough, they dropped their album early. And I've never been the biggest Run the Jewels fan, if you don't know. They're the duo of LP and Killer Mike. And I've always thought they're super talented, especially LP, who does most of the production on all of these projects. But overall, I used to think that his production used to be like a little too much, like he'd overproduce some tracks and get a little busy. But this album is really straight to the point. The production hits hard. On some of the songs that I didn't save, it does get a little much. But overall, all the songs I saved are some of the hardest hitting songs of the year. All of them can be busted out during like the protest. If you're out there with a ghetto blaster holding it on your shoulder playing some tunes, these are all songs you should be playing. Overall, I really enjoyed this. Probably the first Run the Jewels project that I enjoyed a lot. So give this a shot if you've not really listened to any of their music before. Next up, we have KRIT Was Here, which is an old album from Big KRIT, one that was not on streaming services. In fact, one of his first projects ever. And he finally released this onto streaming services. Unfortunately, I had never heard it before, but I heard that some of the songs, the samples weren't cleared, so they did not make their way onto the release. But overall, the songs I did save I thought were really good. And then the last couple songs were actually bonus tracks that were not released before, and most of these are really good as well. So give this a shot if you like Big KRIT and want to hear some of his earlier sounds. He basically sounds exactly the same as he does now. It really captures that Southern Texas vibe, so gotta love Big KRIT. And then next up, we have a deluxe version of Lil Wayne's Funeral album, which was released earlier this year. We actually had a couple of deluxe albums released this week, and these first 8 tracks were all the new ones. These 4 were the ones I liked the most. The other ones I didn't save, honestly, were kind of hot garbage, but all the songs I did save were good. Multiple Flows basically sounds like it was an Eternal Take left over, which is alright. Sounds like it would have been one of the better songs. And I know I didn't cover Funeral when it came out, because it came out before I started doing my Bigro tracks of the week again, but I really enjoyed this album, probably Lil Wayne's best album in a while, and you can see the songs I saved right here. Obviously, I say that like he has released a bunch of projects besides the Carter 5 recently. It's basically the only project he's released recently, but I think it was... I actually like the Carter 5 a lot. I'll show you the songs I saved from that too, just so you can get all my Lil Wayne songs right here of his recent work. But the songs I did save, Mamma Mia, Dreams, I do it. This 3, and including Mahogany, I didn't save it, but like this 4 song stretch is really strong. It's some of the best music he's released in a long time, so give that a shot if you did not listen to it when you came out. Like Lil Wayne, he's fallen off. Not really. Weezy still got it. And then the other deluxe album that came out was G Herbo's PTSD. Obviously, I covered PTSD earlier, and you guys saw that. And this was a very long deluxe version, kind of like the Nav and Lil Uzi Vert version. But I honestly didn't like this as much as I liked the original project. But these are the songs I saved. He kind of gets more melodic, more storytelling in these. And I mean, if you enjoy that, you'll enjoy a lot more of these last couple of songs. But the ones I saved were the ones that I felt hit the hardest. Next up, we have a project I was shocked how much I enjoyed. Lil Yachty's Lil Boat 3. Lil Yachty, I've never been the biggest fan of. I've enjoyed songs from him here and there, but I basically liked almost this entire project. It is really good, and it really shows that Lil Yachty hasn't fallen off yet. In fact, all the 2016 XXL class, I guess besides Designer, Lil Yachty's the one you could say was kind of like, I don't know, is he really going to keep up the legacy of that class as being one of the best classes ever? And man, he stepped it up big time this time, especially with this 4-song stretch right here. These are some of the best songs on the whole project. But overall, this whole project is really good. He really covers a lot of different bases, going from his like bubblegum roots to like some hard-hitting tracks like Range Rover with Lil Keed and Demon Time with Draft Day. So give this a shot. Black Jesus produced by the Babies Jetson, so give that a shot too. It's a fun beat. Overall, really solid outing from Lil Yachty. And then our last new album is Alfredo, a collab project between Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist. They drop a lot of kind of smooth, jazzy songs, which if you like that, you will really enjoy something to rap about with Tyler, the Creator, Scotty Beams with Rick Ross, Look at Me, all the songs I didn't say. The songs I did say were kind of the more gritty Freddie Gibbs street songs, so these are the ones I like the most. I'm not really a big fan of the smooth, as Tyler, the Creator, a beat that sounds like this new boat I just bought that I'm about to hop off. And overall, I really enjoy this project. Check out the merch. I'm sure you can just search Alfredo Freddie Gibbs merch because they got some really sick shirts. I'm probably gonna cop one. So give this a shot if you like some good music. And then Drip Season by Gunna was a album suggested I listened to by one of my loyal viewers in the comments of the last video. So I gave this a shot. And I enjoyed it. Gunna's first project, and he really was the Gunna he is now back then. So the first half is really good. The back half, it kind of falls off a bit, but all these songs sound like the usual Gunna. And honestly, the man had a little bit of a superstar in him from the start. So give this a shot if you have not heard Gunna's first project, Drip Season. I was really surprised. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Bigro's Tracks of the Week. I just recently went back and organized my Pop Hall of Fame playlist to where it's every single artist is grouped together. So give this a shot if you have not heard my Pop Hall of Fame playlist before. I put a lot of work into that one, putting out my Eternal Middle School playlist. So see you guys in the next episode. Apparently, some people are going to be moving their albums back from tonight's release because of the protests and whatnot. They want people to focus on more important things, but I'm sure we'll still get some music, probably some protest music itself. So see you guys then. Peace out. For my life, can't say that, girl, don't tell me you could say that shit. All she wants is